Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new game called Patron. It's not available yet. However, there is going to be a demo available on Steam that you can play. And I believe that's going to post on June 16th, 2021, in case you're watching this many months later. June 16th, yeah, should be a demo available. I'm going to play this alpha build. You can see in the lower left, it says alpha build, and then the version here on the bottom right. 0410.4, and they've got more to do on the game. There's plenty of more work coming. They sent me an email with kind of just mentioning that they're aware there's some animations that are missing, and there's lots more features added. So just keep that in mind as you watch this series. And then the other thing I'll mention before we jump in is the devs will be doing some live streams on Steam. The first one will be on the 16th when that demo comes available, and then they're also going to do some live streaming on the 18th. You can check out their store page on Steam for more information about that. But let's jump into Patron and see what it's all about. I'm going to go. I should mention, I played for a few hours before recording this series, but we're going to jump in. So I'm familiar with a little bit of the mechanics, but still have plenty to learn. Let's pick new game, and then we can pick banner here. Maybe that first one with the feline. Feline is the best. Let's take that one and let's do another. We can rename our town. How about, let's see. Maybe we can't rename our town. I thought we could. Let's see why it's not letting me. There we go. Let's call it Gliderton. Continue. All right. And then we've got several maps we can choose from. And the main characteristics here are shown just below the picture here. The soil fertility, the ore richness, and the weather. So here, I'll just scroll through some of these, but there's a bunch. So we got Mediterranean, peaceful, almost Mediterranean looking island with a lot of fertile soil. Scarred with bays and coves is surely a place your people will be proud to call home. Then we've got Pine Ridge, named after the thick pine forests that sprawls through the area. Pine Ridge also boasts tame grasslands, excellent for future agriculture. So that seems good for farming. Maybe we'll try that one, actually. Let me just scroll through these few of these more real quick. I won't read them, but just to give you an idea of what the game has to offer here in terms of maps. So you can see quite a few, and then we're back at Mediterranean. But I think I'm going to try this Pine Ridge. Oh, if it's available. Oh, not available in the demo. Okay, yeah, it looks like just the one map is going to be available for the demo. So we'll do that. Mediterranean, we'll jump in. Preset, normal resources. I guess we'll just go with this. We can change, this probably changes all of them, right? Yeah. So you can do easy, medium, hard, normal, hard. We'll do normal. Starting month, April. Difficulty normal, that's fine. We'll go with the defaults pretty much. Here we go, we're jumping in. Looks pretty. All right. Short tutorial. Welcome to Patron. This short tutorial will guide you through the basic concepts of building your new city, setting up efficient production chains, and governing your people. Let's get started. Boom. Indeed. Okay, I'm going to hit... we're paused right now. Okay. WASD. That looks fine. Yep. Familiar with that. And then alternatively, press and hold the right mouse button to pan the camera using the mouse. Fine. Yeah, I can do that. Now, the mouse sensitivity is a little high. I've tried playing with it before recording, and you can see as I click and drag, it kind of shakes the map a little. I'll try and do my best to make it not so jittery, but yeah, I tried tweaking with the controls, and I just can't get a real smooth scrolling experience. All right, rotate Q and E. That's fine. That's just this routine here. No problem. Easy. Okay, interact with objects. Left mouse button. That's pretty self-explanatory. Just going to wait for these things to clear. Your citizens are in desperate need of housing. Citizens who have a place to live are happier and will pay taxes. Only one family can occupy a single house, and if they have room and are at least content in your town, they will have children. Build 5 tents or houses to provide some initial housing. Okay, so that's our first little mission here. And they're showing us the icons on the toolbar that we're going to need to do that. So if we go on the housing here on the bottom right, boom. We can see we've got tents and houses we can build now. We've got stone houses. Looks like it's going to come later once we get stone. Once we research the stone house. So if you look at the very bottom of that pop-up, it says research stone house. So that's something we got to unlock through research. And there's a 2-story house that holds 10 people. And then we've got this interesting building here, which is a shelter. It says a fine solution when your town gets too crowded too fast. But it should only be temporary. Citizens living in shelters suffer a penalty to happiness and don't expect any children to be born here. It does hold 10. So this could be a solution when when you're in trouble. Maybe there's a fire that goes through the town or something. You need to rebuild some housing quick. Or I'm guessing if you wanted to control the population growth, you might use something like this because it says they won't have children. But I don't know, there's a penalty to happiness. So who knows? Maybe that's not such a good strategy. We'll see. Anyway, let's do what they say. I'm going to drag this tutorial window just off to the side a little bit. Here is check them out. Look at our villagers. There's some children here. Oh, look at these little babies. Look at these little babies. I don't know if you can see them. There's some little tiny people here, and then they get bigger children, and then we've got the adults. And I think that is shown here in the top left of the screen. You can see our residents, 10 adults, 6 youngins, and 3 children, and they all make up 5 families. So that's probably why they're saying do 5 houses, 1 for each family. What else can we see on the screen while we're looking at it? Okay, we've got the year, we've got the temperature. Ooh, I wonder if I can change that to my region. I'll just leave it at Celsius. I'm not gonna. Well, let me check real quick. Let me see if we can go in there and do that. Let's go in the menu. Let's go into options and just see if there's something for metric or Celsius versus Fahrenheit here. So I do not know Celsius very well at all. Doesn't look like it. Not yet. I don't see an option for that. And again, I did try and turn down the mouse sensitivity a little bit earlier. I've got down to 70%. So we'll see. Yeah, one last quick check here. I do not see a setting for that yet. That's fine. We're in demo territory here, so that may be coming in a later version. So we'll stick with that. Anyway, what else we got? We've got some resources. 400 coins. We've got 50 tools, 50 stone, iron, food in general, which is probably a bunch of different things. Lumber, firewood, coal. We saw that. And then we've got influence points, which are used for enacting decrees through the policies panel at the town center. We'll check that out. And then our happiness is currently 83. It's a combination of the various social issues troubling your citizens. Social issues are health, safety, immigration, loyalty, religion, education, basic goods, luxury goods, taxes, and housing. So that all looks pretty cool. Let's see. There's a few things I kind of know to do just from playing a couple hours before this. And one of those is to mark resources for clearing. So if you look down at the bottom right, the toolbar, there's a button here all the way at the end says clear buildings and resources. If I click that, I've got gather all resources, tear up buildings, gather trees, gather stone, gather metal. I'm just going to keep it on gather all resources. I'm just going to clear out an area over here for housing. So you've probably seen this in other games I featured on the channel where you can mark trees for harvesting. So now with that selected, I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Let everybody do their thing. We'll watch them get to work. Look, they all have axes here. Now the children, it looks like the children aren't going to work. They're going to kind of hang out and play. These little ones crack me up, by the way. These little models. That's pretty funny. All right. And then we need to get at building some houses. So let's do that. Now, let's look at the difference between the tents and the houses that are both unlocked right now. It says tent provides the weakest housing to your settlers. Citizens who live in some form of housing pay taxes, which is your main source of coin income. So it looks like we will get taxes from this. 2 lumber and 3 leather for that. And then this one says standard wooden house provides housing to your settlers. Okay, same thing. Same description. This one says housing for 4, housing for 6. This one's 30 coins and lumber. I'm going to go ahead and do these guys. And we can rotate this with the R key, get a quick look at that model. And we'll do them in different orientations, but maybe we'll put some... I don't want to get too close to the coast in case there's things we need to build there. Let's do a couple houses here, and we'll just do a little kind of neighborhood right next to our town hall. I think I need one more, so let's do that. I'm just a little nervous. I don't know if we need to mine materials over here, and I kind of want to keep this access to the river open. So that's why I'm choosing this area. So let's plunk this one down right there. There's our 5 houses. It's going to take a little while to build. I can close the settings menu here. And while these guys are doing their thing, oh, here comes more tutorial. It says nothing is free. While things don't necessarily cost coins, they do require some other resource. Mark some trees for gathering. Did it. Your workers will cut them down and carry the lumber to your stockpile. When you select the gather trees control, left clicking and dragging the mouse to select a wide area to clear of trees. Okay, we just saw that, so I'm going to dismiss that. All right, more tutorial. Making efficient production chains rests on having valuable data. One key element in this are the grid overlays. Cycle through the overlays by clicking on the grid button on the top right HUD menu, G. This will display useful info on soil fertility, oil richness, and buildable land. All right. I think that is this guy here where it says view. I'm at the top right of the screen. So if I click that, I get these 3 options. We get the mini map. So there's that. It's kind of like what we saw when we just started the game. Then we get this grid and we get show hide trees. Let's do show hide trees. That's pretty self-explanatory. Boom. And there go the trees. And the reason you might want to do that is because of this middle button. And that's what the tutorial is talking about. So if I click this once, I think it's just showing me the buildings. Like the icon turns into a house and it's showing me, highlighting where all my buildings are. If I click that again, now it's showing me what I believe is where the fertile land is to plant. So I might want to take the trees off just to kind of see where the fertile land is. And I can see I plunked down 5 houses on the fertile land. It might make sense to get those off of the fertile area where we can and save that for planting. We'll just see. And then if I click that button one more time, boom. Now this is showing the ore. Now, being a little bit colorblind, and you guys probably already know that if you've watched any or many of my videos, this one's going to be a challenge for me. So I'm assuming that these areas near the big mountain here are ore rich, and that's why we have this kind of darker, richer color. And I'm assuming that these are barren. Now, I could be totally wrong. It could be these are different types of ore that are available. We'll see as we play on. Anyway, and that's it. Those are the 3 overlays you've got. 1, 2, 3, and you just toggle through them. All right, now let's put the trees back, and boom. Now it says among the basic needs of your citizens, food is your #1 priority. Isn't that the case in just about every one of these games? Build a gatherer's shelter, and then it's showing me how to get there. So we'll do that. Production buildings here on the lower right. And we'll look for gatherer's shelter. Takes 40 coins and 15 lumber. Lumber we're getting from chopping the trees, and coins we're getting from our 5 houses here. Each has a family and they're paying taxes. So we are bringing coins in. Let's get the gatherer's shelter built. And you can see it's got a wide range of effect. I kind of want to keep this where there isn't a lot of development. So I may put this up a ways into the woods here. Oh, and it's showing us the work efficiency. See the percentage changes depending on where I put it. Maybe I should put it where it's pretty high, right? Let's see here. We're in the hundreds here. 10. Ooh, there's a 106. Let's grab that. Right? How about right there? Boom. That'll get built. It looks like our trees have been cleared. Let's mark some more trees while we're at it. And again, I apologize for the fast scrolling. Like I said, I've tried to turn down the mouse sensitivity. That changes how fast my mouse pointer moves. It doesn't change how fast the scrolling is when I right click and drag. It goes pretty fast and jumpy. So apologize for that. All right, so we got more trees going. We've got the gatherer shelter being built. I'm going to right click to get out of the build menu. Maybe I'll minimize this too down here at the bottom right. And our overlays, we can get rid of that. Right now we've got 219 coins. And it's our very first month, so it's not showing us how much we're earning. But we are earning money from our little houses here and everybody paying taxes. You can also notice when I selected those trees, because I had this this first button, gather all resources, selected instead of the just gather trees, my folks are going to collect some of these what I believe is just rock here. They're going to collect that too. There's a bunch of rock deposits here. Now they're eventually going to need a storage yard to place this stuff. I think the tutorial is going to guide us to that, so I won't try not to jump the gun. We'll give the game a couple minutes to tell us to do that. And if it doesn't, we'll do it on our own. While we're waiting, let's take a look at this main building, this townhouse, I guess it's called. We've got an advisor here. It says we're off to a very good start, sire. Everything looks in order. The people have food, firewood, and are content. Good work indeed. All right. So that's a little hint that we're going to need to get firewood here for the winter, but we're still early spring, April. Not urgent. Let's see. We've got these influence points, and I'll show you what this is all about. If I click on decrees here, you can see there's a slot. There's like 10 slots probably. I'm guessing there's 10 here. And what we can do here, once we research these things, you can see as I hover over them, it's showing me not researched at the bottom of all these pop-ups. But these are different decrees that you can put in place for your colony. Now there's obviously more than 10 to choose from here once you've unlocked them. And we only get 10 slots. I think it's 10, 1, 2. Yeah, 10 slots. So that's something that's kind of cool. We'll see what these are all about. We can look at a couple here. Secular government bonuses. The church upkeep is 30% cheaper. Religion is -2. And it takes 4 influence points to enact this. And now coins, 520 a year. I don't know if that's what it's costing us. That must be what it's costing us for these to enact these. Church and state. Church efficiency plus 30. Okay, so these are government. Let's look at some of the economy ones. Tariff, economy, bonuses, gold per peasant and laborer goes to plus 15%. Taxes for peasants -2. Taxes for laborers -2. I'm not sure what that means. Cost 2 to unlock this or to enact this, and then cost 104 coins a year. So anyway, you can see there's a whole bunch of this to choose from and look at. And we'll research these. Let's see. I can't click on anything else. That's all there is to see there. And then what do we have over here? This is, I think, just a refresh button. Details and overview. Oh, no, maybe not. No decrease enacted. All right. So this is just showing the current status of our village. And I think there's nothing left to see there. Oh, let's look at the townhouse little help icon here and see what it says. As a central building of your city, here you can enact previously researched decrees to help your people out in their daily lives. Each level of your townhouse increases your maximum influence points cap that you've got available to spend when enacting decrees. To add a decree to a list, simply click on an empty slot and then choose a desired decree on the pop-up window. Each policy costs influence, and you can continue adding policies until you reach the maximum cap. And again, I'm guessing that costs more than influence. I'm guessing it also costs this, under cost, it's saying 104 per year in the pop-up. So that is definitely a cost and not like a bonus or something that you get. All right, let's close that. Let's see how our gatherer's hut is doing. They're still building it. Okay, our tutorial just popped up. Most buildings require workers to operate. In this case, the gatherer's shelter requires gatherers to actually go out and collect various fruit and mushrooms. To do this, you should assign workers to the profession. Assign 2 workers to the gather profession. Either select the building or open the jobs panel, which is the J key. All right. I'll hit OK, and I'll show you what they're talking about. Jobs panel here. They showed us the icon. It's up here at the top right. Boom. So I can see, and we've seen this in other games as well, but we can see for all the different classifications, all the different kind of professions in the village, how many people we've got assigned. And then it shows at the top our available worker capacity. So for gatherers, we could add 2 people here. Or, like they mentioned, we can go to the building itself. It's got a little circle with a line through it indicating that that building is not currently working or doesn't have gatherers. And we can just come in here, and I believe it's this one at the far right. Boom, boom. And now we've got 2 people doing production. Also in here, kind of cool, there's some upgrades available. We can do this expansion 1, which costs 50 coins, and it gets us a slot for another worker, which would take us up to 3. Or I believe we can do both of these. We've got large baskets. It costs 25 coins, 1 lumber, and we get a 25 production bonus. I think I'm going to go for this right now. We've got 261 coins. Let's get the production bonus right away. Boy, there's another one here. Large baskets 2. Cost 50 coins. 2 lumber. I'm going to actually do this also because food in these games it's usually the way that I tend to fail early on. Like if I'm going to fail early on, it's because I'm running out of food. So we're going to just take a preemptive step and do 2 upgrades on that. I think we'll be okay. All right, let's read the next tutorial dialogue that's come up. It says, overly long transport routes can cause serious problems. Build a depot to create a new drop-off and pickup point, as well as expand your stockpile maximum size. And they're showing us how to do it. It's in the production buildings menu. So let's go do that. Production buildings, and where are we? Looking for there it is, depot. Provides some storage space for resources and enables carriers to do their job effectively. Depots serve as resource drop-off and pickup points for your workers. So let's plunk that down. 15 lumber and 30 coins. I'm going to put the first one down kind of next to our town hall building. Just so we've got one, I don't know, relatively near to where everything's happening. Main town center. That'll take a little bit to build. All right, let's see. We've got more tutorial content here. Patron is all about production chains, which means transporting resources between various buildings is essential. To make it easier for your workers and carriers to do this, place some roads and connect your buildings. It's not required, but it will make them go faster. Okay, let's do a little bit of that if I left room. So if we look, let's get rid of this. And if we look a couple over from the right and I do roads and bridges, let's see what we got. We've got dirt road, wooden bridge. Dirt road is free. Wooden bridge has some cost to it, including tools, which I'm guessing is something we're going to have to manufacture. Large wooden bridge. Stone road later on. We've got to unlock that through a tech tree, it looks like. And then we've got a road sign. Helps your citizen find their way quicker. They move 5% faster while near the road sign. That's pretty cool. Haven't seen that before. I'm going to keep, let's see. I'm going to mark a few more trees here. I want to keep things under play. I want to try not to pause just yet. But let's lay some roads before we get to this next little part of the tutorial. And we'll just do the dirt roads for now. So can I get a road in here? Yeah, it looks like I left a little bit of room between the houses. I think that place. Did that place? Maybe it didn't. Okay. Oh, that one did too. Yeah. And yep. So we'll just throw in some basic roads here or paths. You can see some dirt clears when I do that. I don't know how wide they should be. Can I get in through here? Looks like I can. I don't know if there's any disadvantage to doing this. This one I can't really tell. Oh, there it goes. And I cannot swivel the camera at any different angle. I can rotate like this. These ones. All right. Well, it's not perfect, but there is some road there. And then just out of curiosity, if there's a road sign, let's just try that for fun. Can I rotate this? Yeah, you can. All right. Can I do that? Oh, I got to put it on the road? No? Doesn't seem to want to plunk down. Now there's something. Am I missing something? That one doesn't want to plunk down. Okay, there it goes. All right, interesting. Cool. Maybe over here we plunk down a road sign too. These are only one lumber, so it seems pretty cheap. I don't know if it matters how you do this. I guess it makes more sense to have it in this orientation so we can see it. Boom. Anyway, so that's that. Let's move back to the tutorial. Winter is coming and your invaluable citizens will want to keep warm. They do this by burning firewood or coal. For starters, let's ensure they have a decent supply of firewood. Build a sawmill to create firewood from lumber. Make sure you have enough lumber and don't forget to assign a woodcutter. All right. All right. People are still moving about the village doing work. Our storage, let's click on this real quick just to see what this is all about. We've got 1,950 capacity and 861 of that is used. We've also got another look at our coin balance here. Lumber, because it's selected, it's showing us what our current quantity is. And I guess we could set a cap on lumber. So if I go to stone, now the cap is at 10,000. So, and our capacity is only at 1950. So maybe we can upgrade these stockpiles. But yeah, for now, we'll just leave it as is. I don't know that we need to set a cap. We've got plenty of lumber, but they said we need to build a sawmill in order to create firewood. So let's do it. Okay, it's saying once you harvest wood and you've got this saw, or once you've got, what is this guy? I have a feeling. I'm looking at this icon here, trying to figure out what that is. I think that's a forester, is it? Forester's hut. Let's put this down as well. So this one plants and cuts down trees in order to produce lumber. We've had our villagers just kind of do some clear cutting here, but we probably want to get one of these foresters down. Let's do it. Let's do it within the vicinity of our gatherer's hut, because those two things usually go together well. So I'm going to plunk that guy down up here. And then we need the sawmill. Let's do that a little closer to home. But still near the forest. How about right here? I don't know what the perfect placement is. And then because our gatherer is walking so far, I'm wondering if we should put some road down, at least initially, to hopefully speed up their travels. And then maybe, whoops. All right, got a bunch of stuff happening here. I'm going to hide the trees. And I want to get a path to the gatherer's hut. And maybe, I think I'm going to actually pause for a second. Let's grab the dirt road and let's extend this dirt road all the way up. And just make sure that the gatherer, if they want, has a way of getting to town and the storage. This guy. To store the herbs and stuff that they're collecting, the mushrooms and things. And then why don't we put a road sign over here, assuming this does actually work. Loom, maybe even another one here. So now we've got a forester placed. That's going to automatically plant and harvest wood, so we won't need to have our extra villagers go chopping down trees. Eventually, we'll see how much that forester actually produces for us. And then we got a sawmill coming up in order to build the firewood and presumably some other materials as well. All right, let's see what the tutorial... Actually, why don't we... Let's read the tutorial and then we'll cap off this episode and pick it up in the next one. It says, berries and mushrooms aren't enough to keep your citizens fed, happy, and healthy. They need more variety. Build a hunting lodge and assign a worker to the hunting profession. Bear in mind that hunters use lumber and iron to create traps and arrows. They can't hunt properly without those. You can gather iron, much like lumber, directly in the world. All right, so let's pause. I'm going to stop it here. And then we'll pick it up in the next episode. But let's see. But we got a decent start here. We've got 5 homes. So we're getting some tax income. I wonder if we can see that. Let's see. Yeah, last month we gained 438 income. Now, I don't know if that includes our starting money. I have a feeling it does. And we spent 190. So that math doesn't quite look right because we should have more than 190. Although I see. We have 81 now because we've been continuing to buy things in the current month. And this data is showing us last month's numbers. So anyway, yeah, let's wrap this one here and we'll pick it up in the next episode. Again, this is Patron. It's got a demo that's available on June 16th, 2021. And then again, I mentioned at the top of the episode, the developers are doing some live streaming on the 16th and on the 18th. So check that out. Hopefully this video will post before then. It may not, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely check it out. And for now, this is Glidercat signing off saying thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.